Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel and also my Facebook page if you've come across this video on Facebook. So, where am I up to? Capricorn. So welcome to my YouTube channel, Capricorn. As always, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who for your likes, shares, comments, subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you, by the way, if you haven't done that, please go ahead and do that now, or at the end of the video. Just an FYI, it is free to subscribe for those of you who are wondering, and maybe that's why you've held off. I don't know. It's just come to my attention a few months ago, and it's come to my attention again. Spirit have just reminded me, so to maybe mention that. And also, and the likes, and the shares on Facebook, as well as the comments on there as well. So some of you, even though you may not be seeing many comments on there, often people will don't like to leave it on the platform. So if you do feel like you want to leave a comment on there, then it doesn't need to be about the whole story. It's just saying hi or something like that. Or liking and share it just gives me an idea of where whether it does resonate with you or doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't worry me. It's not, so don't feel like you're going to upset me or throw me off or anything. It's just the way things go. So and because I used to often watch other people's videos, but I don't have as much time now to do that, and just to get a little bit of an inkling of where something may be going with me, and if but not always did they fully resonate with me, and sometimes I will check out what my other signs are. So moving on from there is, if you don't know what your other signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator on it, and it will work it out for you. The other thing is, like, if so check out what your other signs are, and because this is for Capricorn, so Capricorn may be in your chart, and it may be your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign in your chart. So and that's why I suggest checking out finding out what your other ones are, because it can maybe fill the gaps or something if you're not quite understanding it, or if only part of this is you're getting it. So it may be it can give you an overall all-round comprehensive overview of what is going on for you. So what else did I want to say? And like, if you do want to book a reading with me or a healing with me, energy or a clearing of some sort, whether it be the physical body, the house, property, so and or property or an object. So I'd do that in person and or or distance as well. So Zoom and or Facebook they're really a good tools to connect with people on, or FaceTime, depending on what you have available to you. Oh gosh, this came out on the last reading too, straight off the bat, but in this other deck. So today I'm going to be using my old deck, which is the Juliet Schoenberg deck, and also the Starman Tarot deck, as well as the Energy Oracle card. So we'll see how that rolls with these three. I was thinking there was going to be a crystal, but this hasn't come out for the last two videos, so we'll just roll with it and see what happens. Although if we use, I'm actually really drawn to carnelian. No, not this isn't carnelian. Is it carnelian? I don't know what I'm thinking. Citrine. There it is. But there may be carnelian, because that's the first thing that came to my mind. I have to listen to it. It could be carnelian for you, okay, for some of you. So have a little wee read about that with the carnelian, and also the citrine as well. Like Google it, maybe, Google that. Or I shouldn't say talk like that. Like Google it, or look on the internet for that. Carnelian. I don't have anything, but they're both very good for prosperity. That's the key. That's the first word that it comes in. But I find it really good for grounding, and grounding me when I'm working through building things and doing things, like especially around my business. So it's one of the crystals that's in my carnelian end of the citrine, that's in my prosperity tray, that I keep handy to on my desk and around me, and as well as kyanite, and oh gosh, I've got a few in there. Pyrite, just have to have a wee look. Amazonite, tiger's eye, and I've got a clear quartz, and there's, I can't remember what that green one is, but there's 7 I've got in there, or 8, 9. The other day I had dumortierite in there because I was doing something with my, like planning for the future and stuff like that, and I just needed to center and focus, but my space was a bit of a mess, an untidy mess, but it's tidy now, because I was shifting things around, so in transition. So you may be finding that you, maybe not so much in your business, but maybe your study, it could be your business, or just things around the home, maybe a little bit, might have got a little bit cluttered, because there may have been, with this energy lately, it's kind of been a little bit, all over the place. For me anyway, not saying that that's fully for you, but it's, there may be something like that going on for you. So anyway, the Fool has come out first, and so the Fool, there's always, it's always about something new, and for it to be started, the first card out, so there must be something new, a new beginning in some way or form, or whether it's being more one with yourself, a new beginning with a new project, or something. A new project, it could be a new relationship, it could be actually a new beginning, like in the sense of you moving out of a relationship. It could be a new beginning, like as in moving house from one home to another, or even from one job or one business to another. So there's something, that's kind of like shifting, a rebirth, but in some way, but it's like, I do feel like there is, for a lot of you, it's about a new beginning in the sense of your perspective and your perception about something, as well as movement with work or business in some way, or something new anyway. Could be a new way of thinking about it or feeling about it, or something new coming into it as well. But there's a leap of faith. Basically, the Fool is about, it's actually the new beginning, in the sense, it's like, how we before we take that step, we're making the step, we're making the choice to take the step, and now the Fool takes that leap of faith, overcomes. This is about the urge to change something and overcoming fear, the fear involved in whatever it is. So in this one here, you can see he's like about to walk off a cliff, as per se, and that's what it kind of feels like for some of us, or crossing that line. But there's the dog in the background there, and they're like looking at him. It's like, it's like in a way kind of warning him, but not. And it's like, do you know where you're going and what you're doing? And this is what kind of like some people would be saying to you, or maybe you even saying to yourself, and what if this and what if that, blah 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 happens, and blah blah blah. But we don't know. The plan is, we don't know. Every time if you go and enter a marriage, you don't know or a relationship, or a new job, we don't know how it's going to go fully. We put out, it's the ideal is to put out, this is like something exciting and looking forward into the future and movement. And, it's not all, things will run smoothly, but sometimes things do not always run as smooth as we would like to. So it's going and taking that step and being aware that actually when we do take that leap of faith, that some things, something may happen, but something may not happen. And if something does happen that's not so good, then it's like, oh, well, I'll figure it out, or if something, may happen that works out really, really good, and then something not so good happens. But I mean, that's just about, not with everything in life, but there is a learning curve, along the way, or a learning curve, whichever word you choose to use. But whatever it is, it's like there's change that you're taking, and maybe there's change that needs to be done, but nothing's going to move. Well, nothing's going to change unless we make the change, basically. So the butterfly in there in the sun, so the butterfly's up there, and it's like the butterfly for me is a symbolic of freedom, okay? And there's something, like when it comes out of its chrysalis, there's something new about it, fresh and new, and flying away from being kept up and growing in its cocoon. Phase 1 is the caterpillar. Phase 2, the chrysalis. Phase 3, the next phase is the, coming out as the caterpillar. So, I mean, the butterfly, and then it lays the eggs, you know, and that sort of thing. So there's something about, you know, that the freedom in moving with, you know, with, so and maybe that, because this dog is talking about, you know, I'm hearing that, you know, I think the other word that the spirit are wanting to bring through is, you know, sometimes we could take that leap of faith, but it's just like with, you know, moving with caution, basically. But it's not saying don't take the leap of faith. It's just like, okay, you know, it's maybe moving with caution is what I'm hearing, or moving, but, you know, keeping an eye on things, or, you know, looking around, being observant, being aware and mindful, and those sorts of things. So that's where they're going. But it's about making the change, but some sort of change in some way, so things will move and become, and, you know, move, basically. Okay, so what else have we got for Capricorn here? Capricorn. Oh, there we go. There's the next one. So, oh, the devil. Okay, so, yeah, power and energy in prison. So there's something that maybe you've been holding off for, and this is your own stuff that's been like chaining yourself to, you know, to the wall, basically, and maybe not listening to, you know, listening to your mind and overthinking things and making things turn into something more negative than what they are, or even not even negative, but turning it into a negative. It might have been something really positive, but it's amazing how some people can turn things right around and turn it right into a negative. It's like quickly, and it's like, where did that come from? So maybe it's something like that, and it's like turning it back around into the positive. And maybe there are maybe outside influences like saying things, but this is your mind, so you can make up your mind to do what it is that you want. But this is like freeing yourself from restraint, basically, because there's the masculine and the feminine side that's there, and it's finding that balance. So whatever that means, and sometimes we cannot make, through thoughts and things like that. So this is about asserting your power and your energy into doing something, or creating something, or moving away from a situation in some way or form, or maybe moving away from it. That could be just healing it, and maybe things aren't exactly what you think they are, or may not be as bad as what you think they're going to be, but it's like just there's some sort of movement in there. So you have two major arcanas talking to you here about shifting or changing, you know, moving something, perspective, and physically as well. Well, spiritually and physically, emotionally, mentally, emotionally, thinking about things, and spiritually, all together. There's a whole kit and caboodle, really, when you think about it. Okay, so then we have the change and versatility with the Two of Pentacles, so, which is you. So there may be something that you're juggling up and down as far as for the future, and to do with money and finances and, you know, blah, blah, blah. That's all about. So it's like there's some change coming, and, you know, it's about being versatile as well. But it's like there's those two there that need to be like looked at, and, you know, overcome, figured out, and you know, achieved. I'm hearing those words. But, and yes, there may be like something about juggling coins and money and stuff like that, but also juggling energy as well. So but in the background, in this card, there's two ships. So the ships back in that time are symbolic of wealth. So there is a wealth in some way, but it's like in the ship, in the water, it's calm. Like there's waves there, but they're not like waves that are rolling waves or anything. That's sitting in the water, and they're calm. So it's kind of like, well, even though with this change of versatility coming, it's just like keep calm. Okay, there's something new that's beginning in there. So it's like the Ace of Pentacles. There's like something like a gift or an idea or something that comes to, you know, with money, about money. And there's a new, maybe a new way of thinking as well, a new way of making money, with some new ideas. But And sometimes when we're making changes, you know, or shifting in some sort of a way, or moving into a something new, that money can come around it as to how that's going to happen. And there may be a little bit of juggling, but I feel like what I'm hearing is this too will pass. So here we go, is like, oh, because the next one is the Three of Pentacles, which is you again. So there's something about, you know, an initial completion of work that you've done. You've come across, so it's the three. So there's three people, you know, or three steps, three people, three steps that have, there's something that's been completed. So it's moving on to the next stage and not allowing yourself to, onto something else or whatever it is, with whatever that is. I don't feel like, I feel like for some of you, this isn't necessarily about, this may be coming up more so for some of you, and something completely different to what you think it is. So just thinking outside of the square. So then we have, look at this, the Eight of Pentacles. Well, the Eight of Pentacles, it talks about, you know, learning new skills. So there may be something where you may feel like you want to, you need to learn new skills, or you want to learn new skills, and not necessarily having to go to university. It may be something like, for instance, for me, like doing these videos, I was trying to figure out, you know, with, what do you call it? I was going to say Facebook, but YouTube, and, you know, getting some tips around that. So I spent all that 4 weeks of lockdown that we were in here in New Zealand, like studying that, and watching various videos and things and from various people. And I finally found somebody who that really, you know, gave me the information that I really needed to hear, and someone else as well. So that was quite good. So it could be something like that. It could be a short course in some way or form, that maybe you are refreshing yourself or updating the information that you've already got in your human computer is stored away. But then we have they move away from strife with the Six of Swords. So there's something that there's a shift in the way that you're thinking with that. So, and these two come out together. So it kind of like, you know, maybe this job or the study will help you to, you know, attain a job, or attain, yeah, okay, no, not attain. Attaining this whatever credentials or something, a certificate, might help you to, you know, gain a position somewhere else, or, you know, I was going to, there's a word win come, you know, position somewhere else, or somewhere where that suits you. But there seems to be like a move away from strife, as this card, you know, depicts here. There's something where, you know, there's, and the Swords is about thoughts and, you know, and life challenges. So whatever has been going on, there's something that's shifting, you're shifting or moving away from it. And you're like, there's about making decisions and asserting your power as well. But feeling able, and it's like you're maybe more able to, with that happening, you may be more able to express your, or communicate your ideas, and make some decisions as well, which is, they're going back to asserting your power. But this, you know, making those moves and you're moving away from strife is one of those things. And I'm going to take these three that have fallen out upside down with these, but they fell out together. So there seems to be, you know, a tension released in this Three of Swords here that's come out with this group. So there's probably something to do with the matters of the heart in some way, because there's three swords in this heart. So there may have been something to do with the heart chakra, or, you know, love or feelings in some way or form. I'm feeling for some of you, you know, there's maybe a group of you that have been working together towards something. I mean, yeah, there's all sorts of things going on there, but there's some sort of tension released anyway. And then we have the Nine of Wands, is this inner strength. Whatever it is that you've got through it pretty much. Or for some of you, or you're getting through it, and others of you, you will get through it. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Some of you, I can hear on the thing as well, it's taken long enough. I totally get that. So yeah, inner strength, the Nine of Wands. So there is something where there is moving that you've kind of like, you've had that strength to, you know, and there's something about, I'm seeing this as protection. to build a wall and get over it, or build a wall, or build a barrier, or build a place. But it's about using not just your outer strength but your inner strength to help you to move through it, and you've got there. So because for a nine of wands for me is a, in my interpretation of and I know many others as well, of in a numerology view is there is a completion of a cycle, and so they're moving into the 10, where they were transitioning a period where everything's coming together, and it's like what's that word, like calibrating it, bringing all the information together and like figuring it out how that fits there, blah blah blah, and understanding it so you can move on into the next phase or into a new phase. So yes, there's this inner strength that is there, so that's pretty cool. That's helped you to get through it. And then the 6 of Pentacles comes through as well, and it's about generosity and charity. So you may find yourself in a position now, or coming up, or have recently, through everything that's been going on, and to like going, because I kind of feel like this is what's coming up, this top 3 cards, but and you've kind of done some of the work there, but this is kind of where you are now, and to move into it, because I'm looking at these and I'm going to go around and start there and go back to there. Okay, but then the 6 of Pentacles comes in, and so there may be, this is about generosity and charity with this card. So it may be that you find yourself in a position now to either give or receive in some way or form, but not necessarily in the way that you would like to give or receive something, but it's like nonetheless you're going to either accept it, you're going to give it anyway, because it's something at the end of the day. Okay, but it's kind of like so there's a sense of something coming back to you as well as something now, it's like you've felt that there's something coming back to me, so now I feel able to give to give and or receive as well, depending on what it's going, because it may be the both, the two. So I'm just going to go to the Starman Tarot deck now and see what comes up. Oopsie daisy. What's over that one there? Okie dokie. Oh, the Tower. Yeah, that makes sense. So something is falling away, some old ways of thinking and being and doing things, like, and to allow the new stuff to come away. So I'm hearing falling away, crumbling away, which is kind of where they started off in the beginning, when we're having when they're having this little chit chat with me, sharing with you in the beginning of this video. So in other, there's something falling away, but this one here is, I know that radical transformation is required of me. So there's something, and the Devil card shows that, that there's something you're moving through. There's something here with all the cards, in some way there's a shift, and it may be quite a radical shift for some of you, so you may see it like that. So and it may not be as radical as what you're thinking, but it's like there's some sort of shift, and when this card comes out, there is something falling away. So it's not always a nice process as you're going through it, but when you get through it, it's absolutely bloody amazing. So, and you will be, there's that sense of freedom, or freeing yourself from something, or whatever it is, a way of thinking, being, or doing, and it's like there's that, of being more in your power, in your being, in your knowing, in your heart space, in love-based space, Wow, that's pretty interesting. So something is moving, falling away, moving away, shot. Quite exciting. I'll see. I kind of feel like there's another one coming out here. So then we have the Queen of Swords. So yes, the Queen of Swords talks to me about being in her power of her thoughts, communicating, and has an amazing way of communicating with people, and with her, and making decisions, as well as asserting her power. But she talks about, I serve a noble cause. So she's going about, you know, bringing that energy, like, wouldn't say, well, a gentle energy, but a powerful energy. It's like, I mean, you wouldn't want to muck with her, but she's one like the King of Swords is like, if she's going to sort something out, it's not through, you know, brute force. It'll be through, you know, the words, you know, words that she's using. She'll make it happen or work it out in that sense. So that's pretty cool. Now I'm just going to see what comes. Oh, yeah. So we have Archangel Michael in the 5th, Archangel Gabriel in this card, in this deck. The 5th chakra, which is in here. Oh, which is about communication. We've had a few swords come out. Look at that. So number 3 and 9. So there's some sort of balance. Okay, 3 is about balance. 9, like I said, is a completion of a cycle. So, and sometimes when we're going through stuff, it's like finding that balance. We're needing to express ourselves with love through communication and blah blah blah. So there's something that's coming to an end and completing through doing that. Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there with you for this week, and my apologies. It's like everything's kind of been, changing. There's changes for me too, and it's like sometimes it's just, you know, my whole space is kind of like moved around and was upside down last week, and now it's kind of moved around, and it's like it is an amazing feeling. Is my energy, you know, calibrates with different energies who are working with me, same thing with you, and blah blah blah, with different changes and where my work is going, where your work is going as well. So and how spirit are communicating with me, and which spirit are communicating with me in different ways. So it's a pretty amazing journey that you're on, and I look forward to seeing where this takes you in some way or form. Okay, anyway, like I say, I will leave it there for now, and we leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement and adventure, also prosperity and abundance, and that comes from myself, my amazing spiritual team, and the galactic and multi-dimensional energies, and also your amazing sign of being Capricorn as well. Okay, God bless you, God protect you, and we'll see you next Thursday.